Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about those crazy eyeshadow colors in your favorite neutral palette. That might sound a little strange, but let me show you an example. So here is one of my favorite Too Faced semi-sweet chocolate palettes filled with lots of neutrals and one seemingly crazy color that you're like, where did that come from? So today I'm going to be talking about several different ways that you can get use out of those crazy colors in your neutral palettes in a pretty wearable way. So if you're interested in finding out how to get a little more use out of those crazy colors, then just keep on watching. The first way that I'm going to share with you that you can get use out of those crazy colors without them looking crazy on your eyes is probably one of the most commonly used ways, and that is to wear it smudged along the lower lash line. So today, I don't know if you can tell, but I have a pretty bright purple liner and then purple shadow over it and smudged below my lower lash line. That is a very easy way to work in just a hint of a bright color like this teal turquoise color from the Semi-Sweet palette. I have a picture of it. I did a look with this turquoise color on the lower lash line, and then I used like some peaches and warm browns on the upper lid and into the crease, and it's just a hint of that crazy color without going full bore turquoise eyes. So that is the first way to share with you. Generally, I will go in first with a similar shaded eyeliner pencil. So I think in the teal look, I used something like this eyeliner pencil. This is by Urban Decay Electric. So I used a little bit of this along the lower lash line and then went over it with that bright eyeshadow. The next way is to actually make it the standout part of your look and put it all over your lid, but just keep it on the lid and then blend into the crease using those neutral shades. So again, going back to this, I did a look with this all over my lid and then blended some of these warm browns. Let's see, I think I used this and probably this in the crease, and then a little bit of the dark brown and kind of black in the outer corner. And it just, again, gave a little hint of that turquoise on the lid, but because I had the neutral colors in the crease, it wasn't so crazy looking. All right, and my next tip is one of my favorite, and this is kind of really honestly what prompted me to do this video, because once I started doing this method, I started using these crazy colors even more. And that is to mix one of those crazy colors or two of those crazy colors together to create a more neutral color. So what I mean by that is I'm going to take this Stardust palette. So this is the Too Faced Stardust palette. If any of you own this, you will remember that there is this electric purple shade. And I mean, it's beautiful, but that's just not fitting into my everyday life. I will show you the swatch of, do you see that? I mean, it's really beautiful. But what I decided, I thought, you know, one day I'm going to try mixing it with this really pale shimmery pink color. So because this purple is shimmery to start with, I do find that it mixes better with another shimmery shade. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so in this first example, what I did is I took this is the bright purple by itself, and this is kind of like a blue toned peach frost or pink frost by itself, and I just layered this pink over the purple, and we come up with this really beautiful kind of mid-tone like lavender shade. So it's still purple, but it's not nearly as electric as this is. Now the other thing that I like to do, if you want to totally change the tone of the purple, because for me being more warm toned skin, I have a harder time pulling off those blue tone purples. But I also conversely have a hard time wearing these really yellow golds. So one day I thought, well, what would happen if we mix the two shades together that I don't get a lot of use out of and see what happens. So let me show you those swatches. This is the purple by itself. Let me get my little pointer here. This is the purple by itself. This is the yellow gold by itself. And this is what they look like paired together. So it turns it into this beautiful like rose color. And then what I like to do is you can layer as much gold over the top of it, or if you want to go back and add a little purple, you can kind of slightly change the shade of it depending on how much you layer. Now similarly, in the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette, I love this little guy, and it has that, whoa, really bright color, which is really pretty. But again, it's pretty rare that I'm gonna wear that on a daily basis by itself. So what happens if we mix jelly and bananas? I think I know what happens when you do that in food, but let's see what happens if we do that with eyeshadow. Okay, and here's the result. So we have this bright purple jam color jelly, and then we've got bananas, which is a slightly more yellow, a little paler gold than in the previous palette. And then when we mix it together, we just get this beautiful kind of warm pink color, which I would wear that every day. So that's another example with those bright, kind of bright purples. Look for a yellowy gold to mix with it, and to me that makes it like the perfect tone that you can wear every day if you wanted to. Okay, so here is another palette, and I'll show you a couple of examples from here, but this is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette that, oh goodness, this might have been 2 years ago. And again, just, I mean, really beautiful neutrals, and then whoa, big surprise. So this gold is like, I mean, like electric yellow gold. And I know this is like really making a big entrance this season. But again, for me, on a regular basis, I'm not going to be wearing that yellow gold. Also, this pink, I love pink, but this one, again, a very blue toned pink that is just really hard for me to pull off. It kind of can come off looking a little juvenile on my lids. So what I did though is I mixed that pink with the gold, and here is what we came up with, or what I came up with. So here is the pink, here is the gold, and then here is those two colors mixed. And again, this almost is like a nice peach color. So then you might be asking yourselves, yeah, but what about that blue in there? What are we gonna do about that? Well, that brings up the last way to wear some of these bright colors, is to first put down a black base, and then look what it does. It just turns it into a really beautiful blue color. So this is it by itself, and this is it just with a black eyeliner underneath as a base. So while this isn't going to mute it, it's actually going to make it look a little more modern and intentional. Sometimes if you smudge on a teal or a blue or a green shade and it's kind of like, is that I'm not quite sure what look she was going for. So this definitely is going to be intentionally a blue shade, but then in the crease you can mute it out by doing one of these other neutral shades, and that's going to help keep it from looking too crazy. All right guys, so that's it for this video. I hope that it was helpful for you, gave you some new ideas of maybe some ways to use those underused eyeshadow colors in your collection. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.